Are you ready to take your business to the top? Well, strap in and hold on tight. You're listening to the Top of the Wall podcast from Redwall Marketing. Business and marketing strategies to lift you above the competition and over the wall of mediocrity. Now, here's your host, J.R. Griggs.
Hey there, it's JR here with Redwall Marketing, and this might be a very strange podcast. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I'm actually just driving home and sitting in the worst traffic and thought, you know what, I got a podcast I got to do this week. Why not see if I can record one while I'm driving? Because if you've listened to my podcast on productivity, I hate when I can't be doing something or killing two birds with one stone, if you will. I hate lost time. I like to make sure that my time is used as best as possible, and that, I usually use my driving time for phone calls and other things like that. But I don't have any phone calls to make right now, and so I'm sitting in, I believe there's an accident or something. I saw an ambulance go by. It's rush hour in Tampa. I'm on a highway. I usually am very good at avoiding this, but today I didn't. So I just thought, hey, let me see if I can bring some value to you in this, and I don't know when I'll post this, but it just dawned on me that I could do it. And the topic I thought about discussing is really about the importance of having a mastermind or a group of people that are like-minded that you work with. And that's where I'm actually coming from right now. I just left a coffee shop where I meet with some buddies of mine. I've been meeting with them for a few years now, and we are all in marketing of some sort, different businesses, but we kind of share ideas and what's working for each other's businesses, and just help each other in general. But also as a business owner, entrepreneur, you can get really in these weird grooves where you feel like you need some social interaction with somebody who gets your mindset, your struggles. And that can be difficult if you're a solopreneur, if you will, somebody who, it's just kind of your business is you. You're going to experience that a lot because you're not around other people. But even if you have employees and a large company and you have staff and all that, you still might find yourself facing the same issue simply because your employees aren't necessarily going to, be on the same, mental plane as you are, as far as the struggles of running the company, hiring, all that good stuff. And so, you're not going to share the same information you would with employees, right? You're not going to have those same conversations. You're probably not discussing the latest marketing strategies and struggles you're going with, or the hard time you're having with your hiring. You're just not going to be discussing those things with your employees. So having a group of people that you can meet with, whether it's locally or could be even online, could be something like that, is extremely valuable. And I highly value my mastermind relationships, my business relationships, where I have outside of my mastermind just people that I know that I can talk to and just kind of share when I have a struggle. I was speaking with a good friend yesterday about some things, and just kind of, we kind of consult each other on our businesses, and he was going through some things that I was able to hopefully help out with in that moment. And it's really, really important as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. I just read an article this week. It's an older article, but it was reposted about the psychological, mess that entrepreneurs are in. And it's true. I mean, just the roller coaster of being an entrepreneur, a business owner, the emotions you go through, the ups, the downs, the excitements, the depression. Every business owner has it. They don't want to talk about it. And that's what the article addressed was, it's almost like this shame to talk about the stress of being a business owner or an entrepreneur, the stresses of what you go through. And it really shouldn't be. It should be something you can openly talk about. It should be something you can share. And that's why having, even if you don't have a mastermind, a group of people, having somebody, an accountability partner, somebody that's in the same boat you are, that you can chat with, share the struggles and concerns with, share the stress, they're going to get it. My wife is an amazing, amazing woman who has supported me through every business venture I started and failed, and every attempt we did to start a business. And because of her, she's one of the big reasons we're a success today, because she stood by me through all that. But as supportive as she wasn't always going to understand what I was going through. I had to talk to others about that. I had to take that to others and say, you know what I'm dealing with? I'm in this funk the last 2 weeks. I can't get out of it. I'm struggling to innovate. I'm struggling to do anything. I'm stressed out over this, that, and the other thing. And then I can hear their experience in that, where they can turn around and say, oh, you know what? I've been through that. I went through that. Here's how I beat it. Here's how I did it. Here's what I do. And another thing I found, by the way, is sometimes when you help somebody else go through their problems, you'll solve your own. I mean, there's times where I've advised somebody who was going through something, and it was exactly what I needed to hear. Like, I had it in me. I just didn't know I had the answer. So by telling them, I helped my situation. So there's another example of how just having that person, and again, if it's not somebody who's been there, done that, or goes through the same things, it's just not the same. And so I highly encourage you to make sure that you have a mastermind or somebody that you hang out with, a group, maybe just through networking. I'm not a big fan of a lot of networking places. I just find that they're, I use the right word and not offend anybody, but, typically when I go to a networking event, it's so often to find that everybody's wanting to sell something. That's what they're there for. They're trying to sell something. And so it's just not as legit of a helpful conversation. 1 minute you're trying to feel them out and, share good conversation. Next thing you know, you're being sold some new makeup or about this product they have. So I don't know that a networking event necessarily is going to cut it for you. It may be something that you need a little bit more seriously. Maybe some business owners who are friends of yours, not competitors, that you could just say, hey guys, what if we just grab coffee once a week, every other week, a couple times a month, whatever, and just chat a little bit. Start with that, Personally, I am hoping to start, as Redwall Marketing grows, I am hoping to start a mastermind of sorts for business owners that we can do that's be more of a travel type thing. It'll be a online plus travel. Be great to, imagine having a week in Hawaii to just focus on your business and talk with other business owners and entrepreneurs who are going through the same things. But that's down the road quite a bit. So, in the meantime, find yourself a group of people that you trust, that you could, share information with, and just kind of let things off. Over the last couple of days, I was in a little bit of a funk myself, just overwhelmed with some projects and things coming up and business growth. And, as much as I am there to help my clients get through those things, I'm also struggling with those things myself often. It's often easy for me to give advice to clients because I have been there with my business or with other clients, but I still face the same struggles. Mine are the same, and I have mentors I go to, and I have friends I go to, and people that help me through that. And so sometimes, just like today, meeting with other business owners and entrepreneurs and hearing their struggles and what they're going through and what they're doing, I start to realize that mine aren't so bad, or mine are the same, or wow, you know what, I should do that in my business. That would help me with this problem. And often that's how these mastermind things go. So anyway, I don't want this to be too long of a podcast. I am still in traffic massively. I've maybe moved a mile since starting this. And how much time have we spent here? We're only at about 9 minutes. So in 9 minutes, I've moved maybe a mile. So as you can tell, in fact, actually, the speedometer is not even past the 0. So just kind of cruising here. But anyway, that was on my mind a lot lately, because I've myself and talked to a few others who were really kind of stressed out over some things. And I just thought it'd be a good topic. Plus that article, I'll link to that article on the page on this post. If you go over to redwallmarketing.com, click the podcast button, or however you got to this link, in case you're hearing this on iTunes or Stitcher or one of those mediums, just head over to redwallmarketing.com, click on podcast, and look for this, do a search for this podcast. I'm assuming it'll be something about Mastermind in the title. And I'll have a link to the article. I don't even remember, to be honest, where it came from. But it talks about being able to share the stresses of being an entrepreneur, being able to admit that, hey, you're scared too. You've got stresses. You've got issues. It's not easy. And you know, there's a psychological roller coaster that you go through as a business owner. And don't be afraid of that. Embrace that. Embrace that. Share it. Research it. Talk to others who have been there. Don't try to fight it on your own. Otherwise, you get in these ruts. You start hating your business. You start not wanting to show up, and you're not innovating anymore. And it's okay to let that stew for a day or two. I do. I don't try to fight it off right away. I let it sit for a little bit because maybe there's something I need to learn. But I make sure to get up and dust myself off and fight through it as fast as I can. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. Hopefully this is a, you know, short and sweet podcast that'll, you know, help you see the benefit of just whether you want to call it a mastermind or a group of people that you can share common interest with in business. Work on getting that. I really hope you find it. Really hope you can find that group of people that'll help you out and share the same concerns and advice with you. And that way you can, you know, not be stuck alone with the stresses of being a business owner and not always trying to innovate on your own. You know, you can shortcut your growth and innovation by simply working with others who have been there and done that, because they can save you time. I can't tell you how many times I've had, you know, just mistakes saved because I got to talk to somebody else first who did it before me and said, oh, by the way, this is what's going to happen if you don't do this, so avoid that. I would have gone through that if they hadn't brought that up. So that's it. I don't want to ramble on too much, and you know, I'm surprised I made it this long without any honking horns. So hopefully you can find that, and again, head over to redwallmarketing.com. If you're struggling with anything that we can help with, hit us up on the contact page or comment on this post. Check out the article. I will see you next week. I believe we're going to go into some of the content marketing strategies that we discussed in a podcast a couple weeks ago about you know, web content and email content, podcasts, webinars, things like that. So look forward to seeing you next week on the podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Top of the Wall podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the great episodes coming up for you. For more resources and tools to take your business to the top, visit redwallmarketing.com.